What's going on, everyone? It's been a while. It's been a long time. Almost 2 years. Oh, that was 3 years ago. It's been a long time. I look a lot different, clearly. I got a new setup here. I live in Ohio now. A lot has changed, but one thing hasn't changed. I love roller coasters, and I missed making content. And so today, I've got for you the premier roller coaster from every country in the world that has a roller coaster. So not necessarily the best roller coaster, but the most notable, one of the most notoriety, and more often than not, they will be the best roller coaster probably. But I can't say it. I've only been to two countries, the US and Canada. So it's really all I can do. So this is going to be a two-part series. There's 134 countries that have a roller coaster currently operating in it. So that'll be about 6, 7 per video. I'm really sorry that y'all had to see that. But it should be a fun two-part series. I've missed this. Hell, I'm expecting a baby at the time that I'm recording this right now. So a lot has changed. I'm really excited to bring y'all new videos. I have some exciting stuff planned, and I hope y'all stick around. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. We're starting off with the oldest country that's still around, and this is Iran. Their staple coaster is Skate at Milat Amusement Park in Mashhad, Iran. This is a U-skate roller coaster. You go back and forth while the cars spin, similar to a Zamperla Disco, or better yet, an Intamin Surf Rider. This is made by an Iranian company called Iran Park. They have actually made 12 of these U-skate coasters before, and they actually look pretty solid. Now, Iran and Iraq are two vastly different countries, but most of the population probably wouldn't know the difference. Heading off to Dream City in Dohuk, Iraq, we have the Dream Coaster, Amara Rides coaster. It has 3 inversions, and I don't know, this just looks like my cup of tea. It has hills, it has inversions, it's got a beautiful paint scheme. The Iraqi public loves it. Iraq has a boomerang, they have an SLC, but Dream Coaster is in the dreams of many. You know, that reminds me of a dream I had last night. It was at Dream Park in Egypt. Yes, everything in this region is called Dream something or other. Hey, at least they're not having nightmares, am I right? This coaster is in 6th of October City at Dream Park, and it is called Roller Coaster. It's a Vekoma SLC. Yeah, unlike Iraq, unfortunately, an SLC can't be spared this time. It's all Egypt's got. Speaking of October, this next coaster opened in October in 2013. Hot Wheels Nitro is India's premier roller coaster, located at Imagica in Khopoli. And it's crazy to think that the most populated country in the world's most well-known and best coaster is being on floorless. But hey, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Those wheels may have been hot, but these next wheels might be a little hotter, considering this next country is arguably the hottest country in the world. Senegal is steaming hot, and La Chenille is the hottest coaster their country has to offer. In fact, it's the only coaster the country has to offer. It's a Big Apple Wacky Worm, which isn't too impressive. In fact, there's 544 Big Apple Wacky Worms currently operating, so I guess it's time to step it up. Now off to another nation with only one coaster. The premier and only coaster in the Maldives is in Golhifalu, which is actually a man-made island. And it's just a family-powered coaster. It's a single helix layout, nothing too crazy. And while this is built on an artificial island, there's nothing artificial about the scenery in the next country. Our first RMC roller coaster has been mentioned, and the honor goes to Wildfire at the Kolmården Zoo. While some might try arguing helix, nothing tops this mammoth of a wooden roller coaster when it comes to being a staple and an icon of Sweden. Some consider this one of the best coasters in the world, so to me, this wasn't a very hard choice. While we're in Sweden, let's check out her neighbor to the west. Speed Monster takes the cake in Norway. And yes, Storm the Dragon legend has its arguments, but Speed Monster is more iconic and has been more iconic to Tusenfryd and all of Norway really, so it'll get the honors in this one. Honestly, Speed Monster ironically looks kinda slow, and I have heard from others that it can be a little underwhelming, but I'm not gonna fully knock it until I try it. It does look fun, and it's representing Norway today. You know what rhymes with Norway? You're Uruguay. The premier coaster in Uruguay is Gusanito Manzana and Rincon de los Niños, which is their only operating roller coaster. You know, by that logic, these countries that only have one coaster are also having their least popular coaster shouted out as well. So I'm really doing a service here to the underrepresented. But next we're gonna go to the other side of the world. Big Drop at Sozo Water Park in Lahore is Pakistan's most notable roller coaster, and this is a funky one. It's like a Sun Kid butterfly almost, but to the extreme. And just look at those trains, man. What are those restraints? This ride looks so stupid. Count me in. And while Big Drop is in the city of Lahore, let's talk about the country with an abundance of horrors. We got another RMC sighting all up in here, and this one is Untamed at Wallaby Holland. It's pretty much everything you want in a roller coaster, between airtime hills, inversions, whip. This is high on my bucket list, no doubt about it. No shock, considering RMC is my favorite manufacturer. But let's head to the country that shares its name with the manufacturer. Their only existing roller coaster has an unknown name, and it is at Tata Park in Lomé, Togo. I love Tata, sign me up for this. But no, it's just a Caterpillar coaster made by a Chinese company. Nothing spectacular, folks. And from the country of Togo to the country where the manufacturing company Togo got its start. We all know and love the coasters of Japan. Their lineup really is stacked, and they do have the longest roller coaster in the world, for now, but the winner of them all is Ejinika. I know several people have ridden this that say it's the best roller coaster they've ever been on. Like even people who weren't a fan of X2 got on this and say it's extraordinary. It looks intense, it's disorienting, and come on, it's the premier coaster in Japan. Let's keep the J train going. We're gonna head on down to Ocho Rios, Jamaica, where you'll find one of the best alpine coasters in the world. I'm being serious. Bobsled ride at Mystic Mountain, Jamaica looks out of this world crazy. Unfortunately, so are the prices. To ride this thing, it comes with the multiple attraction package and it's upwards of $140. But whenever I'm in Jamaica, I might as well. I'm already there. Why not enjoy this incredible ride? With the next one, we're gonna stick with the island countries. For Sri Lanka, their premier coaster is Unknown at Nusantara Airport Sports Complex. Now this ride is still under construction, but if you look at the competition in Sri Lanka, this is gonna far and away beat out all others. So I'm gonna include this. Now let's head over to Europe. Bosnia and Herzegovina has a couple mountain coasters, but this is the premier one. It's a Sun Kid single rail alpine coaster, one of only 12 in the world, so it is very unique. It's not the most intense alpine coaster, but it's over 7,000 feet long, so it has quite a distance to it. And if you ever stumble into Bosnia, maybe check it out. Yeah, good old Planinski Bob. Planinski Bob, SpongeBob, Bob the Builder, what's next? Oh yes, Alpine Bob. Bob Marley, Bob Barker, Bob Dylan, Bob Evans. Oh, how can we not include Alpine Bob? Romania's claim to fame. Yeah, not really, but it is their premier roller coaster. There's plenty of alpine coasters to go around Romania, but this one certainly gets the most attention. And up next is the largest theme park in North Africa. Carthage Land is home to the largest animatronic in the world, and it is also the largest theme park in Northern Africa. King Kong is their staple coaster, and also the staple coaster of the country of Tunisia. Another notable thing to mention is the fact that this allegedly has the longest post-show of any coaster. But the main ride is just a spinning coaster. But why does it look so much fun? Is it the giant 43-foot tall gorilla? Perhaps, but it looks fun nevertheless. Let's head to the nation with surprisingly 13 roller coasters. Palestine's premier coaster is at Sharm Park in Gaza City. It's not much, it's essentially a drop in a vertical loop, but the public is known to enjoy this ride. There is a ride in the West Bank with 5 inversions, and it's probably the best coaster in the territory, but this one in Gaza has gotten more attention and love from the public, and I think if you asked a Palestinian what their premier coaster is, they'd go with this one. Though some reports say that this coaster has been destroyed due to the ongoing conflict in the region, and judging by this picture of Sharm Park, I won't deny that. It's very unfortunate, and if that's the case, then the 5 looper going forward is gonna have to take the cake. Now from a ride with a vertical loop to a ride with a non-inverting loop. We have none other than DC Rivals Hypercoaster taking the spot for Australia's premier coaster. It's consistently rated one of the best roller coasters in the world. Located in Warner Brothers Movie World in the Gold Coast, this ride is a force to be reckoned with. And guess what? You can ride this thing backwards for a nominal fee. It's one of those coasters that everyone from around the world seeks out to one day ride, and that is absolutely no different from me. Next is not Australia, but Austria. Austria's premier coaster is Helios at Phantasiana, and you know, I really think Wild Train looked like an awesome ride. It was always the premier Austrian coaster, so the fact that they couldn't keep that and still get this is really unfortunate to me. But Helios looks great. It's full of airtime hills and hang time moments. It's also a crowd pleaser, unlike Wild Train was, so I guess I understand that aspect. Now how about we stick with the A's? Andorra's most notable coaster is Tobotronc. It's a vegan alpine coaster, and actually the longest alpine coaster in the entire world. In fact, that also makes it the longest coaster of any kind in the world. It's over 3 miles long. It never ends, it never lets up either. Of course, unless you choose to brake. But the Pyrenees Mountains have to be so captivating. On top of this, it's a bucket list coaster for me, for sure. Next up, we got one last A country, for now. Argentina's roller coaster claim to fame is a bit less exciting. It's a boomerang. You go down, you go through a cobra roll, you do a loop, you do it all backwards. It's red, it's yellow. You know, I realized that a lot of these parks that have a boomerang also have an SLC. This one is no different, and typically the boomerang is more popular, and that's no different here. Let's head up the continent to Venezuela's premier coaster has to be Montaña Rusa at Diverland. It's a Vekoma looping coaster, so essentially a worse version of an arrow looping coaster. It looks okay. Honestly, this can be alright if it's not too rough. It does look pretty bumpy though, so I don't have high hopes. But hey, Venezuela loves it, I assume. Alright, so fun fact about this next country. So when I was younger, I thought Haiti, the country, was right there, right next to where I lived. And I grew up near Buffalo, New York. And I remember seeing this island in Lake Erie, which turns out to be Canada, actually. But my mom told me that that was Haiti. And I don't know if I misheard her or if she was just Josh Allen and me. But I always thought that Haiti was like right there. Turns out it's in the Caribbean. It's nowhere near Buffalo, New York. And so speaking of Haiti, might as well go to it. Dragon's Tail Coaster is a pretty awesome looking mountain coaster in Labadee, Haiti, with great views of the water and just amazing scenery. I wouldn't overlook this country as a destination because not only is it beautiful, but this ride looks pretty kick-ass as well. At least when you go full speed. Can I take a moment to mention how much it irritates me when people in front of me go slow? It feels like a waste of $100 for one ride. Anyways, off to a country that I certainly don't hate.
Mirabilandia is home to Italy's premier roller coaster, and it's a pretty well-known ride. I'm sure you all can guess and agree that it's Ice Speed. Just an awesome looking intimate coaster with a launch, top hat, and an abundance of whippy elements. It looks like a treat for sure. Italy has a winner on their hands. If you think that's speedy, let's head to the nation with the fastest currently operating roller coaster. The fastest roller coaster currently is Formula Rossa, coming in at 149 miles an hour. It's in Abu Dhabi in the Emirates. Not only does it look wicked fast, but the hills look awesome as well. Even if they don't have the most amazing airtime, you'd have to assume they still pack a great punch, considering you're traveling 30 miles an hour faster than any other operating roller coaster. I may have to make a new bucket list video sometime, but this will be up there, guaranteed.
From the country of billionaires, rich people, skyscrapers, modern influence, comes a country you may have never heard of.
Côte d'Ivoire's one and only roller coaster is Chenil at Paradisia Abidjan. We're talking about a single helix powered family coaster here. It's not much. The original orange, white, and green flag belongs to Cuckoo Lane has been Ireland's premier coaster since it opened up in 2015 at Emerald Park. An awesome looking gravity group creation, it has airtime galore and a creative layout for a wooden roller coaster. I know it's my top bucket list attraction in Ireland, and if you're watching this video, it probably is yours as well. The next 4 nations are in Asia, so let's go. The first is Indonesia with the racing coaster at Trans Studio Bandung, formerly called Yamaha Racing Coaster. I'm not gonna lie, this ride looks sick. I bet the positive horses hit, and it has some nice whippy elements. It goes backwards, which I personally love. I think Racing Coaster looks like one of the hidden treasures from around the world, and I would love to ride it someday. Now up the South China Sea we go. Bok bok, we got some chickens on the loose in Cambodia. Better put them in a chicken coop. But seriously, I love that 37 roller coasters have been named Chicken Coop. It's so stupid, but the theming is so funny to me. This one in particular is at Sunshine Family Park, just a simple kiddie coaster. There is a wild mouse in Cambodia that would usually be here, but it's SBNO. But I thought I'd shout that out. Now from a funky named ride to a ride with as basic of a name as you can get. Tajikistan's best roller coaster is Roller Coaster at Park Kayam. It's a Preston and Barbary Anaconda coaster, and I actually have ridden a clone of this before, Sea Viper at Palace Playland, and I can say with confidence that this is a great ride. There's a couple turns on this with some crazy laterals, and this ride honestly deserves a name, because it's a great ride. If you're annoyed about all the roller coasters named Roller Coaster, maybe you can take your wrath out on this coaster. Wrath of Zeus at Vin Wonders has it all. Airtime, a launch, inversions, a complete layout. It's a Vekoma Firestorm, which I've always thought looked incredible. This is probably higher on my bucket list than a lot of people out there. And it's not even just the elements, it's the pacing that boosts this for me. Now, I haven't ridden it, so it can easily disappoint me, but I guess I'll have to let y'all know whenever I go to Vietnam. Now all the way up to Europe we go. Finland's premier coaster is Taiga, of course, at Linnanmäki in Helsinki. Is it wrong to say that I think the last coaster and this coaster look almost just as good? And that's no knock on Taiga. Taiga looks like an incredible coaster in its own right, and I almost guarantee Taiga is still better, because it has launches galore, airtime, hang time. It's a complete layout and then some. Oh, and this only has lap bars, so that's something. What a fantastic bucket list ride this looks to be. Did y'all miss Montaña Russa? I sure did. Montaña Russa at Parque Luis Alfonso Velasquez in Nicaragua is a twin helix powered family coaster. It's nothing too notable, but when you're a nation that only has one coaster, it's as good as you're gonna get. Can you guess what country is up next? Kenya's premier coaster is a single helix coaster called Space Car at Fun World Amusement Park. It's actually technically part of a mall, it's right outside of it, and everyone there seems to love this ride. Even the adults do. So yeah, this wins it for Kenya. If you guessed the last country correctly, then good, Peru. Coy Loco is the premier roller coaster in Peru. Located at Granja Villa, it's a Zamperla Wild Mouse coaster, similar to ones you've done at the fair. It's the same model as Sidewinder Safari, which I wasn't insanely impressed with when I rode it, but that's probably because I waited over an hour for it. This looks like it runs pretty solid, and I'm sure it's a fun time for all the Peruvians out there.
Hey everybody, let's go to Ghana. Why? Cause I really wanna. Yeah, it's Coaster Nirvana. Yeah, I'ma stop singing this song, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not Coaster Nirvana. Ghana's premier coaster is a little human-powered roller coaster. This thing is so funny. It's the only roller coaster in the country, and it's something for sure. It looks like a backyard roller coaster, and if you look at Kwaminga Park as a whole, a backyard might be nicer than this. Don't worry, this next coaster isn't any more exciting. Yeah, so this is the first roller coaster that I could not find, like at all. I tried finding a picture anywhere I could, and no picture, no video, no luck. There's a few videos of the park, but nothing showing a roller coaster. We'll just have to trust that it's there. Oh, and this is the only supposed roller coaster in Somalia, so we're stuck with it. I'm getting hungry, y'all. I could use a Danish. The premier coaster in the nation of Denmark is Tornado at Bakken. And if you think this is just another spinning coaster, think again. This takes it to the extreme and then some. It looks like a fantastic ride in general, but then add boost mode into the mix. Yeah, it looks too illegal to exist. When I go to Denmark, I'm asking for boost mode every time. I cannot wait to get on this thing. If a Danish wasn't enough to appease your appetite, try some. You can definitely make the argument for a few, like Red Fire for example, or even Nefeskessen, but Turkey's most acclaimed coaster is Hypercoaster at Land of Legends theme park. This clone has airtime, hang time, and the stats to go with it. It's visually imposing, and it's really a beautiful ride. You're gonna have to travel out of the way if you're traveling to Istanbul for the other coasters, but I'm sure it's worth it. Can't mention Turkey without Armenia getting involved. Zor's coaster is Armenia's most notable coaster. It's a Zir elevated seating coaster, same model as Verbolten for example, but not quite on the same level. It really looks like a very fun ride though. It looks decently snappy. I'm sure nothing at Yerevan Park is gonna wow me, but it has a few decent looking family coasters, and this is definitely their main claim to fame.
This next country ain't Armenia, but it sure does cost an arm and a leg to live here.
Switzerland's premier coaster is, of course, an alpine coaster. This one goes to Radlbahn though. It's the longest alpine coaster in Switzerland at over 10,000 feet long, and it's hence the most notable. But it also has some little hills throughout that look awesome. One year, I'm just going to go to Switzerland and knock out all the alpine coasters they have to offer. Doing it in the snow would be a bonus too. It may be expensive, but worth it. And Radlbahn may be the most worth it of them all. Let's head on over to another European alpine coaster. Vasaros Žygūtės is the premier Lithuanian coaster. It's also an alpine coaster, but it's not even 2,000 feet long. It's definitely not the same as some of the Swiss alpine coasters, but it looks fun nonetheless. It's never a bad time on an alpine coaster. Heading down to Central America. Abejorro at GameSpot in San Salvador is the most notable of the two roller coasters in El Salvador. It's just a Big Apple Wacky Worm. The train design is very fun though. I always love seeing these goofy designs on these coasters. Abejorro stands for Bumblebee in Spanish, but the most populated nation that starts with the letter B is Montezuma at Hopi Hari is the most notable roller coaster in Brazil. It's an RCCA wooden roller coaster. I'm sure it's very rough, as most RCCA roller coasters are. I've heard from some sources that this is one of the better ones though, and it actually seems kind of fun. Brazil is a bucket list country for me, so I'm sure one day I'll get on it, as long as this doesn't bite the dust before then. Montezuma, Montenegro, big deal. Montenegro has a roller coaster named Bob Staza, and that there roller coaster is the premier coaster in this here country. And yeah, it's the only one as well. Just look at the scenery around this thing, it's so gorgeous. I'm not sure if this country had more coasters that this wouldn't be on top anyways, just for the view alone. It might get cold up in those mountains, might harden your nipples a bit, and this next country is named after just that. The king of the Himalayas is unknown. Well, at least the name is, and the ride almost is too. Without literally this one picture of it, I'm not sure anyone would even know about this coaster. It's literally at a water park in Nepal. Like what? Who's heard of this thing before? How do people know about this? How do I know about this? And, you know, about the whole Nepal nipple thing, I apologize for all the inappropriate jokes in this video. Let's go somewhere more family friendly. The youngest country by median age that actually has a roller coaster is... Montana de Leyva is Angola's premier coaster. And what is this? It's a Chinese looping coaster that goes upside down 3 times. It has a loop and double corkscrew. Man, I love Chinese coasters built in African countries. You just know it's about to be something wild. Now, the most recent country to be founded that has a roller coaster is Kosovo's premier roller coaster is the Zyklon Galaxy named roller coaster. I'm not sure you could get any more uninteresting for a roller coaster, but there it is, roller coaster. Kosovo was founded in 2008, a young old scallywag, I tell ya. Trinidad and Tobago's premier roller coaster is Pieces of 8 at Scallywag Bay Theme Park. What a freaking awesome roller coaster. An SPF Visa, let's go. Nah, but it's not one of the good models. But this country only has one coaster, so it'll do. Toodaloo and tie a shoe, cause we are off to Belarus. Do y'all like my rhyming? No, fuck you. Roller coaster is the premier roller coaster in Belarus. Amazing. Is anyone else getting tired of the generic names? Come on, we can do better than this at naming things. Especially this coaster. I mean, according to this YouTube video, this is the best coaster in the world. Off to a country with a forgotten new coaster. The Mack Rides launch coaster, Flash Coaster at Aquashow Family Park takes the spot in Portugal for premier roller coaster. It looks wildly fun to me. Almost like a Sandy's Blasting Bronco or Gale Force type ride in a way. Just a great looking new coaster.
Speaking of flashing, this next country is known for their rich history, mythology, great cuisine, and nudist beaches. We're of course talking about
Greece's most notable coaster is another Zyklon Galaxy, but at least this one has a name, Montaigne. I'm done talking about these rides, I swear. Let's just move on. Let's head out of Europe and off to... Ulan is the premier coaster of Kyrgyzstan. It's located at Eurasia in Bishkek and is a 5-looping roller coaster. It's probably very bumpy, but it looks solid. Far from the worst coaster in this series, I'll tell you that much. There's actually a few different coasters that look decent in Kyrgyzstan. That's something, eh? The first country in the series that I've actually been to, Canada's premier roller coaster is Leviathan, the B&M Giga Coaster at Canada's Wonderland. While some may argue now that Alpenfury is better, Leviathan is what you think of when it comes to Canadian coasters, and it is a staple of the park. And just from my personal opinion, it is kind of a weaker Giga roller coaster, but it's fun nonetheless. Now let's discuss Canada 2.0. Tutatis is the Intamin multi-launch coaster at Parc Astérix, brand new for 2023, and it's the premier coaster of France. It's the complete package, launches, a drop, hills, inversions. It looks like a better version of Pantheon, and that's a great ride in its own right, so I'm sure Tutatis is a blast. A place where they speak French is... Tuluwaka Gold Coaster is the Star of Mauritius, located at Casella World of Adventures. It's a very fun looking mountain coaster. It's a first generation vegan ride, and you know they're all classics. This is likely your classic feel alpine coaster, and you just simply can't go wrong with that. Let's travel across the Indian Ocean. Brunei's notable coaster is Junior Coaster at Jerudong Park Playground. It's a Preston Barbary, you guessed it, junior coaster. It looks like a good ride for the little ones. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm gonna hop across the world randomly because I can, and we're gonna go to... Cuba's premier Montaña Rusa is Montaña Rusa at Todo en Uno in Varadero, Cuba. If you didn't already know, Montaña Rusa is roller coaster in Spanish. So yes, we have yet another. This is a Zyklon, but SPF's take on one, so you can imagine how lovely that must be. Fun fact, the Rubik's Cube was not invented in Cuba, but rather in... Hungary's premier coaster is Bob Palia, a mountain coaster at Me Bob. SpongeBob Me Bob. Me boy. Whatever, I don't care. This isn't the longest coaster out there, especially in alpine coaster standards, but it really looks to pack a punch and give one hell of a ride, so that's why it's their premier coaster. If you weren't already hungry, you will be now since we're talking about Chile, or Chile. Chile's premier coaster is Boomerang at Fantasylandia. Like, bro, dude, it's a boomerang. Case closed. The only reason I'm still talking is to give the Chileans out there some screen time. Damn.
It's getting Chile out. That's because we're stopping in.
Russia's premier roller coaster is Meat Processing Plant, or in Russian, Velikoleksky Мясо Kombinat 2. The second one seems to get more notoriety. And yes, haha, funny, it's called Meat Processing Plant. But it seriously looks like a fun ride. Kinda slow, low-key, but not a bad-looking coaster they got there. I mean, when you're the country with the most land, you better have something. Now, can you process this? Don't get too excited, it's just another boomerang. Lord, please give us coaster fans mercy. Yes, Boomerang, the Espanol version. Hey, chat, at least it's different. You know what, they should rename the country to Costa Rica. I'd just co-wait to say that joke. No, I said co-wait. Vekoma Tsunami is the most notable coaster in Kuwait, located in South Sabahia. No, that's not a ninja. That joke wasn't offensive, was it? Relax, that was a South Park reference, chill. But this place really named the ride after the manufacturer. Vekoma, did you do this? You narcissist. It's a looping coaster, inverts toys, looks like a short but solid ride.
I can just hear all the enthusiasts out there who've never been outside the United States in their entire life just wetting their pants waiting for Poland to be mentioned.
Poland has Lech, they have Hyperion, but Zadra is obviously the premier coaster in the whole country. It's an RMC Hyper Hybrid coaster, which is the pinnacle of roller coasters to many people out there, including me. It's very high on my bucket list, and high for many other coaster enthusiasts out there. The pacing looks wicked, airtime galore, inversions, vertical drop, and all the RMC goodness you know and love packed into one giant ride. Let's cap off part 1 of this video with the country with more roller coasters than any other. This one was tough. I had to hold a poll on my Instagram, follow me there too by the way, to see which coaster gets the honor between Coaster Through the Clouds, Beyond the Cloud, and Dino Conda, our winner, the premier roller coaster in China. It's an SNS 4D coaster, similar to Ejinaika in Japan, which is already considered to be one of, if not the greatest coaster they've ridden. And Dinoconda is essentially the same thing. It's as high as any coaster can be on my bucket list. And it's an awesome way to end part 1 of this 2-part series.
Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in part 2.